Hi guys, this is Bob from B&C Retirement Adventures. Today I thought we would start out with the beginning of my day. It is aquarium tank cleaning day. Now I'm going to kind of run you through what I do to clean my aquariums. So I think we'll start out with one of the tools that I use that makes my job a whole lot easier. And this tool is called the Python water change system. And trust me, this thing is a game changer. So let me kind of show you what it looks like. I come down to the bottom here, and as you can see, I've got my 5-gallon bucket. This big part of the Python system is the mouth that goes into the aquariums that will suck out all the water and also vacuum your substrate. And what I mean by the substrate is the gravel on the bottom of the aquarium. Now, before I get started on cleaning the aquariums, the first thing I usually do is, like the day before, I'll clean the glass inside and just let whatever's on the glass settle to the substrate. And by doing that, it just makes it a whole lot easier to clean up because it's not floating around inside your tank while you're trying to vacuum out or siphon the water. You're getting a lot more of the gunk, as you could say. So I do that, and I'll also clean the filters, but not all of them at the same time, because too clean is not good for an aquarium. So I'll clean one filter, maybe the hang on the back or whatever, but I don't do that every time. I just cleaned these last 14 days ago. I do my water changes every 14 days, and I've cleaned my filters. I cleaned them all, not, like I said, not at the same time. I do the hang on back, and then 3 days later I'll do the sponge filters. So this way I don't disturb all that good biological bacteria that the fish need. So I'll get everything ready and kind of run you through how it works. So I took all the lids off and stuff like that, and I use these lids that are mainly for like incandescent lights that are in the ceiling. And the reason why I do it is because I don't have the glass tops that fit these bigger aquariums. Now I know by using this stuff you're going to get a lot more water that what's the word I'm looking for here? That disappears, evaporates out of the tank. So it's like within 7 days I'm adding a little bit more water to the tank, which is totally fine, and it works out well for me. So let me run you down the hall and show you this Python system. It's 30 feet long, and yeah, I know that's kind of overkill for this, but it has to run all the way to my bathroom. So we're going to run towards the bathroom, and as you can see, the hose comes straight down, goes down into the bathroom, and connects to the sink. Now this just screws onto an adapter that I screwed into the sink, and this part right here is the system that allows your Python to suck the water in, or I should say suck the water out and help vacuum it and drain it directly down the drain, or put the water back in, depending on how you move your little on and off switch down here at the bottom. Now, I always leave it open when I first start, and reason for that is because if I accidentally left the valve open over here at the end by the tanks, guess what's going to happen, guys? Yeah, you're going to go back into that room and you're going to find a whole lot of water all over your floor. And if you've got carpeting or a wood floor, yeah, you're going to be cleaning that mess up. And that's one thing we don't want to do. So, look at me. This is me. Yeah, I'm getting ready, as you can see. I've got my hair done for you. But we're going to get started on cleaning the tanks. So, we'll be right back. Okay, so I've turned the water on, as you can hear and see, and it's running pretty strong through the bottom of the Python suction adapter. And like I said, you want to make sure that that bottom piece is open so that water flows through and it creates a strong suction. So now we're going to go into the front room and we're going to start cleaning the tanks, and I'll show you how that's done. Now I'm going to get started and we're going to show you exactly how we kind of do this. Now this piece right here is my on and off switch for the Python water cleaning system, and this white knob here turns back and forth, and you can kind of tell just by listening to it whether or not you have suction coming through. Now when the water's coming through, you can definitely tell. You can see the water. But with this, it's turned off, so there is no suction right now. But when you turn it on, you can hear it kicking in down below, and it's sucking some of the water out. So it makes that noise for you. Now, you grab your siphon end and you put it into the tank, and putting it into the tank, you can see how the water runs up and it starts to siphon it out. And what I do is I go directly down to the bottom and I put it into the substrate a little bit, and I start sucking out some of the detritus and anything else that came off when I was cleaning the glass. And I go around and it just sucks up all this detritus. Now, granted, I don't do 100% clean. I'll do about 35, 40% at the most. And the reason for that is, again, too clean is not good enough. So I just run through and I siphon water, and at the same time I'm siphoning out the detritus and any other gunk that's in there, So I kind of go around things, and once a month I'll move the decor around, go underneath the plants, the driftwood, and siphon stuff out from underneath those. Now, reason being is a lot of your detritus and stuff will go towards the underneath of objects, and in doing so, it builds up after a while. So you want to be careful and not let it build up too much. Like I said, a little bit is good because it helps build the good bacteria that you need to maintain a healthy tank, but too much can also build way too much ammonia in the tank. Now, as you can see, I didn't unplug anything except for my heater. I don't have my heater running because it's summertime. You don't need a heater in the summertime. And my hang on the back filter, once the water reaches the level of where it pumps through the hang on the back itself, automatically starts. And it's not running long enough to where it's going to hurt the hang on the back filter, not mine anyway. This hang on the back I've had, oh geez, I'm gonna say 2.5, maybe 3 years, and it works great. I have never had a problem with it. Just maintain your stuff and do it the right way. So again, I'm going to come down to the bigger tank, and I'm going to do exactly what I did on the upper tank. So once I'm done doing that, there's a piece of live plant there that came off. We'll suck that out. There she goes. Okay, we're going by. And like I said, we're going to start on the bottom tank. So let me make sure my camera's adjusted the right way. 5-gallon bucket is to make sure that when I put that siphon down that it doesn't get water all over the carpet. So you can see it's sitting down there. And again, I'm going to do the same thing to the tank on the bottom. Siphon this water out. Now I'm not going to be siphoning out the 10-gallon tank because I cleaned that one, did a water change on that one 2 days ago because one of my fish died, and then another one of my fish died, and in noticing it, it was all bloated. So it had a bloated abdomen. So I did a water change. First I checked my water parameters, which were good. But I did a water change and I added some medication. I put in GenCare. And it's a medication just for fish. And you use the proper amount that's rated for the size of the tank. And it's for a number of different ailments, but bloating is one of them. And I've been using the GenCare for a long time to medicate my fish. And this one works, it works really good. I like it. So we just started that, so I'm not going to do another water change on that, I think tomorrow, because you let it sit for 48 hours, and then you do a 25% water change, and then you add more medication, and then I'm just going to let it sit for a while and just monitor the fish, because one of them has a bloated stomach. The other ones look fine. You know, they're all swimming around, they're all active, you know, doing their little things, but it's part of being in the fish hobby, you know, like a dog, a cat, a bird, whatever kind of pet you have. You know, if they get sick, it's up to you to make sure that you do all you can do to make them well. So that's it for siphoning this water out. And then what I do is I just drain as much water that I've been siphoning out into the sink in the bathroom, so I'm not putting this water back into the tank. And I kind of test the water with my finger to see how cold it is, and then I'll regulate the water in the bathroom to about the same temperature. It doesn't have to be precise, but you don't want to make it too drastic, because say your water is 68 and you have the water in your bathroom set for 78, well, that's a drastic change. It's going to stress your fish out, and in doing so, there's a good chance you might kill them. You know, so you want to be careful. Get your water temperature as close as you can, and then put it in. Now, also, you want to make sure that you put in your chemicals to condition the water. And I use Fritz Complete. This stuff works great, and you only have to use a little bit. So you put this in with your water change to condition the water to get all those nitrates, nitrites, chlorine, and stuff like that out of your tap water to make it safe for your fish. And then I also add a little bit of Fritz Zyme 7, and this adds beneficial bacteria to your tank. And again, it also helps you neutralize and remove ammonia and nitrites. Now, I'm not sponsored by Fritz, and I'm not getting any monetary kickbacks from them, but I love their product, and it works great for me. So until they come up with something better, this is the stuff that I use. So now I'm going to go into the bathroom and I'm going to switch over my water so that it's going to be pumping the water into the tanks to get them filled up. But first, we have to make sure that we turn off the valve. And the way you can tell is when you turn it off, you can hear that suction stop. So it's like, oh, it stopped. So you want to make sure this valve is turned off. But before I do that, I want to make sure that all my dirty water is drained out. So I'm going to turn it back on. And we'll be back to show you filling of the tanks. So I've tested the water. You know, I do the finger method. I've been doing this for 3 years, and I don't want to say I'm a pro because there's a whole lot that I can still learn from this. But I can tell pretty close to what the water temperature is going to be. So I got that set in the bathroom, and I switched my Python system over to where it's going to fill the tanks. Now before I do that, I'm going to add my conditioner into the water and get it ready so the tap water is going to be safe for the fish. So like I said, you don't need a whole lot. This stuff is pretty concentrated. Just want to make sure that I'm not putting too much. And whoops, that was a little too much. There we go. So once you get that done, you kind of rinse off your fingers here. It's not going to hurt the fish. You take your Python and put this in the tank. But here's one thing you want to remember. When you're turning this water valve on, be careful because a lot of air is going to come out. So I do it slowly because it kind of burps, and by doing that, it'll splash, you know. So I do it slow, let it build up, and once it starts coming out, then it's like, yeah, you can turn it on all the way and let it go. And as you can see, this is how you fill your tank. Now, I don't have very big tanks, so it only takes me a couple of minutes to do this. So I'm not going to use a clamp and just turn it on and let it do its thing and walk away for a minute. You don't want to do that. I stand here and I watch this thing fill up. So in doing so, I'm not going to risk a spill, or should I say a large overflow. So that's what I do once every 14 days in my aquarium hobby for my little friends here. So we're going to end this video, and I just want to say, do me a favor. If you like the contents of my video from B&C Retirement Adventures, do me a favor, subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and hey, comment below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if there's anything I can change or that you need to talk about or want to hear about. Because on this channel, B&C Retirement Adventures is about my retirement and what I do. and how I make everything into an adventure. So guys, have a wonderful day, and stay strong, stay healthy, and peace out.